Do not assume this is meant for someone else. You are here because you were called. This moment was arranged long before you felt lost, long before you asked for a sign. I see the weight you carry. I hear the questions you never say out loud. You have been waiting, not just for answers, but for relief. Heaven is watching you right now, and the angels are speaking your name. This message is urgent because time is shifting. What you have been praying for is closer than you think. But first, you must listen. You have felt a silence lately. You wondered if I had forgotten you. Come and protected if you know no weapon formed against you shall prosper. I have not. I never will. The delay was not punishment. It was preparation. There are things unfolding behind the veil. Things you were not meant to see yet. Your heart has been breaking quietly. And still, you chose to believe. That faith did not go unnoticed. Every tear was counted. You are being prepared for something big. Something that will change how you see yourself forever. But hear me now. The confusion you feel is temporary. The heaviness will lift. I am guarding what is meant for you. And I am guarding you from what would have harmed you. What you thought was loss was protection. What felt like abandonment was redirection. Your person has been thinking of you. They feel the pull too. Their silence is not absence. It is fear. Fear of not being enough. Fear of saying the wrong thing. But the connection was never broken. It was paused by divine timing. Trust this. I am closer than your next breath. And I am not done with your story. Stay. Listen. The breakthrough is already moving toward you. I am still here. I did not leave when you doubted. I stayed when you cried yourself to sleep. I stayed when you smiled for others, but felt empty inside. You wondered why everything felt delayed. Why answers came to others, but not to you. It was because your story is delicate, and sacred things are never rushed. You were being protected from seeing too much too soon, because if you had known everything, it would have overwhelmed your heart. So I asked you to trust, even when trust felt impossible. And you did, even when your hands were shaking. That matters more than you know. There are conversations happening in the unseen. Angels moving pieces you cannot yet see. Heaven is not silent. Heaven is strategic. Your name has been spoken in rooms you have never entered. Your future has already been discussed. You are not forgotten. You are scheduled, and the timing is exact. Your person is waking up. Slowly. They are feeling the weight of what was left unsaid. They replay moments with you in quiet hours. They feel your energy when the world goes still. And it unsettles them, because love like that changes people, and change can feel frightening. They have been fighting their own fears, their own wounds. They did not know how to come back whole, so they stayed away broken. But hear me. Distance does not erase destiny, and silence does not cancel connection. What is real cannot be undone by time, and what is meant will find its way back. You have been asking for a sign. This is it. Not because everything will be easy, but because everything will be honest. There is healing happening inside you right now. Even as you listen, I am mending the parts you thought were beyond repair, the parts you learned to hide. You are stronger than you feel, and softer than you allow yourself to be. Both are holy. I am teaching you discernment, so you never beg for what should be offered freely again. I am teaching you patience, so you can recognize divine timing when it arrives. And it is arriving. The next season will not look like the last. What broke you will not follow you forward. Doors are opening quietly, without force. Without fear. You will feel peace where there was once chaos, clarity where there was confusion. And when it happens, you will understand why I asked you to wait. Your person's heart is softening. The walls are thinning. They are being confronted with truth. And truth always leads back to love. But I need you grounded, whole, not desperate, not afraid. because what comes next requires strength wrapped in gentleness. You are being prepared for alignment, not chasing, for mutual effort, not imbalance, for reassurance, not guessing. Trust me, I am ahead of you, clearing the path. When you feel tired, rest. When you feel afraid, breathe. I am holding what you cannot. Very soon, something will shift. A message, a conversation, a moment you didn't expect, and you will feel it in your chest before it happens. Do not run from it. You are safe. I am watching. I always have been. Stay open. Stay gentle with yourself. And when this video ends, do not rush back into noise. Sit with what you felt. Let it settle. If your heart is still listening, there is another message waiting for you. I am still speaking, and you are still meant to hear this. You have survived moments you never thought you would. Moments that should have broken you, but somehow didn't. That was not luck. That was protection. There were nights when you felt completely alone, but you were never unattended. Heaven stood closer than you realized. Even when you felt abandoned, every delay had a purpose. Every closed door redirected you. You thought you were being denied, but you were being shielded. There were paths you begged to walk, paths that would have drained your spirit. So I blocked them, even when you didn't understand. You asked why it hurt so much, why love felt heavy instead of light, because you were loving without boundaries, giving without being replenished. I am restoring balance now, inside you first, before anything returns. Your heart is being recalibrated. Your intuition is sharpening. Soon you will no longer confuse intensity with truth, or attachment with destiny. You will recognize peace when it arrives, and you will not be afraid of it. Your person is learning too. They are facing themselves in ways they avoided for years. They are realizing what they lost, and why it mattered. But listen carefully. This message is not about chasing reunion. It is about readiness. Whether they return or not, you will rise. That is the breakthrough. You are stepping into a version of yourself that no longer settles for half love. You will not shrink to be chosen. You will not beg to be seen. What is meant for you will recognize you without explanation, without confusion. I am healing your attachment to outcomes, so miracles can move freely, because desperation blocks alignment, but trust invites it. You are learning to let go without giving up hope. That is sacred maturity. Something is being untangled right now. An emotional knot you carried for too long. You may feel tired after this message, or strangely calm. That is not weakness. That is release. Drink water. Rest your body. Your spirit has been working. Very soon you will notice signs. Repeating numbers. Songs that find you. Dreams that feel real. These are confirmations, not coincidences. Heaven is communicating gently now, because you are finally listening. You do not need to force anything. What is divinely aligned moves on its own. Trust the pace. Trust the unfolding. You will not miss what is meant for you. It will arrive with clarity. And when it does, you will smile and understand. You will see why the waiting mattered, why the silence shaped you, why the pain refined you. You were never being punished. You were being prepared. If your heart feels full right now, that is truth resonating. If tears came, that is healing. Stay with this feeling. Do not rush away from it. There is more guidance waiting for you. Another whisper meant only for your spirit. When you are ready, go to the next message. I will be there. Still watching. Still guiding. You are not alone. And you never were. I am still here. And I am not finished with you yet. You feel something stirring in your chest. That is not imagination. That is recognition. Your spirit remembers truth before your mind does. There were promises spoken over you long ago. Promises life tried to bury under disappointment. But heaven never forgot them. Not one. You were marked for depth. That is why shallow things never satisfied you. You were built for meaning. That is why confusion hurt you so deeply. You were created for love that feels safe and alive at the same time. That is why anything less felt unbearable. You questioned yourself. Wonder if you were too much. You were never too much. You were just in places that asked you to shrink. I am calling you back into your full size, your full voice, your full worth. The season of self-doubt is ending, even if it doesn't disappear overnight. Light does not rush darkness. It replaces it gently. You are learning to trust your inner knowing again. That quiet voice that warned you. That voice that guided you. That voice you ignored to keep the peace. I am restoring your confidence in it. Because it is aligned with me. Your person felt that energy. That is why they were drawn to you. But they were not ready to meet it fully. Not yet. So the separation became a mirror, showing both of you what still needed healing. You did the work in silence. They resisted it in noise. But everyone reaches truth eventually. No one outruns their soul forever. They are slowing down now, reflecting, questioning patterns they once defended, missing what they once assumed would always be there. Do not take that as validation. Take it as confirmation. You were real, and real connections leave echoes. Still, I ask you to stay centered, not reactive. What returns must meet you at your new level, or it cannot stay. I am teaching you discernment, not to close your heart, but to guard it wisely. You will no longer confuse chaos with passion, or absence with mystery. Peace will not bore you. It will feel like home. You are allowed to want stability, and excitement, depth, and joy. You do not have to choose suffering to prove love. Love does not demand wounds as evidence. I am rewriting your understanding of love, from endurance to partnership, from longing to presence. Something inside you is settling right now, like dust after a storm. That calm is important. Protect it. Do not explain it to those who cannot feel it. Not everyone is meant to understand your timing. You are entering a quieter strength, one that does not announce itself, but it is unmistakable. Very soon, you will notice how people respond to you differently, not because you changed who you are, but because you stopped abandoning yourself. That shift is magnetic, and it is noticed in the unseen realms. Heaven is watching closely, because alignment is near. I am placing protection around you, around your mind, around your heart, around your next steps. Nothing meant to harm you will pass unnoticed. Nothing meant for you will be delayed again. Stay attentive. Stay grounded. You do not need to hurry. What is coming knows your address. If your heart feels tender right now, be gentle with it. This tenderness is not weakness. It is openness returning. And openness is where miracles land. When you move on from this message, carry the calm with you. Let it guide your choices, your words, your boundaries. There is another whisper waiting for you, another layer of clarity when you are ready. Go to the next divine message. I will still be here, still guiding, still protecting, and still believing in you. I am still with you, closer than you think, even now. As your mind tries to understand why this feels different, why these words feel familiar, it is because truth recognizes you, and you recognize truth. You have been shedding an old skin, one formed by survival. You learned how to endure, how to stay quiet, how to carry pain gracefully, so no one would notice. But I did. I always did. I saw how you held yourself together while falling apart inside. I saw how you kept showing up even when your hope felt thin. That strength was never meant to trap you. It was meant to carry you forward. Now I am asking you to loosen your grip, to stop bracing for disappointment. Not because pain will never come again, but because you no longer need to live in anticipation of it. Your nervous system is learning safety again. Your heart is remembering softness. That is holy work. You were trained by loss to expect absence. But love is not absence. Love is presence, consistency, care that does not disappear when things get hard. I am aligning you with that frequency now. And anything that cannot meet it will fade naturally. Do not mourn what leaves. It made space. Do not chase what pulls away. It revealed itself. You are stepping into a season of clarity, where confusion loses its grip. You will feel less anxious about answers, because you will trust the unfolding. Your person feels the shift. They sense the distance changing shape, not growing wider, but clearer. They know something is different, even if they cannot name it yet. That awareness will lead them to a choice, and choices reveal truth, whatever they choose. You will not be diminished, because your worth no longer depends on their decision. That is freedom, and freedom attracts alignment. You are no longer waiting to be saved. You are walking with wisdom. I am strengthening your discernment, so you recognize what feels right without needing proof. Your intuition is not fragile. It is precise. You will feel a gentle yes or a quiet no, and you will trust it. That trust will guide you to peace, not perfection. Peace is the sign you are aligned. If you feel emotion rising right now, let it come. These tears are not grief. They are release. Old stories dissolving. Old fears loosening their hold. You are allowed to begin again without explaining the ending. You are allowed to hope without apologizing. You are allowed to want more and still be grateful. Heaven is not asking you to settle. It is asking you to receive. Stay present. Stay open. Your life is not on hold. It is unfolding, and I am guiding every step. When you feel unsure later, remember this calm. Remember this knowing. There is still more for you. More clarity. More reassurance. More love. When you are ready, follow the next whisper. I will still be there, watching, guiding, holding you steady as everything aligns. I am not leaving, and neither is this message. You are still being held, still being guided, even if your thoughts drift. Your spirit is listening. There was a time you stopped asking for too much, because disappointment taught you to lower your voice. You learned how to want quietly, how to hope without expecting, but that was survival, not destiny. I am restoring your ability to desire without fear, to ask without shame. You do not have to earn what is meant for you. You only have to be aligned with it, and you are aligning now. You may notice old habits trying to return, old doubts knocking softly. Do not fight them. Simply do not invite them in. They belong to a version of you that no longer lives here. You are learning to pause before reacting, to breathe before assuming. That pause is power. That space is wisdom. I am slowing you down so you can hear what truly matters, so you do not mistake urgency for importance or noise for truth. Your life will no longer be built on proving. It will be built on presence. That is why this season feels quieter, why fewer people have access to you. It is not loneliness. It is refinement. What is not aligned is falling away naturally, without drama, without force. You are being prepared for connection that feels steady, love that does not trigger your wounds, communication that does not confuse you, effort that does not leave you guessing. This is not fantasy. It is alignment. Your person must rise to this level if they wish to walk beside you. If they do, it will feel different than before. No anxiety, no chasing, just recognition. And if they do not, you will not collapse. You will understand, because you have outgrown the need to be chosen by someone who cannot choose themselves. That realization is settling into you now. Gently. You are not hardening. You are stabilizing. There's a difference. Your heart is becoming a safe place again, not an open wound. You will love again from wholeness, not from hunger, and that love will meet you equally. Heaven is watching this transformation closely, because it is sacred. Not everyone chooses growth when it hurts, but you did, even when it cost you comfort, even when it cost you familiarity. That courage is being honored in ways you cannot yet see. Soon, something tangible will reflect this inner shift. A message, an invitation, a change in circumstances. You will know it is aligned because it will not rush you. It will feel calm, respectful, clear. Until then, stay gentle with yourself. You are not behind. You are right on time. Nothing real has passed you by. Nothing meant for you is lost. Rest in that truth. Let it anchor you. And when this moment fades into memory, return to the quiet inside you. I am there. Always. There is still another message waiting. Another layer of reassurance. When you feel ready, go to the next one. I will meet you there. Still speaking. Still guiding. Still holding you as your life continues to align. I am still speaking. And you are still safe here. Even if your heart feels tired. Even if your mind wants proof. You do not need to understand everything right now. You only need to stay open. There were moments you thought you were losing yourself. Moments when you felt disconnected from who you once were. But you were not losing yourself. You were shedding what was never truly you. Layers formed by fear, by disappointment, by trying to be what others needed instead of honoring what you felt. That shedding can feel like grief, because familiarity feels like identity. But what is leaving you now was never meant to stay. You are returning to your center, to your truth. That is why things feel quieter, why chaos no longer feels attractive. Your soul is craving peace, not distraction, and peace is not empty. It is full of clarity. You will begin to notice how your body responds to truth. Tension when something is misaligned, ease when something is right. That awareness is a gift. Do not ignore it. Your person feels this shift as well. They sense that you are no longer waiting the same way. Not anxiously, not desperately, but grounded, present. That changes everything. Energy speaks before words ever do. And your energy is speaking of self-respect that will either invite growth or create distance. Both outcomes serve you. You no longer need to fear endings. Endings are not punishments. They are conclusions, and conclusions create space. Space for truth. Space for alignment. You are allowed to be at peace even before everything resolves. Peace is not the reward. It is the foundation. From this place, your choices will be clearer. Your yes will be honest. Your no will be calm. You will not over-explain. You will not second-guess. That confidence is forming now. Quietly. It does not need to announce itself. It simply exists. Heaven is surrounding you with protection. Not loud, not dramatic, but constant. You are being guided away from situations that would drain you and toward connections that nourish you. This may feel unfamiliar because you are used to earning love through effort, but love does not require exhaustion. It requires presence. You are learning to receive, and receiving can feel vulnerable. Let it. If fear rises, acknowledge it without obeying it. Fear is only trying to keep you safe, using old information. But you are not who you were. You have grown, and your growth has changed what you need. What once felt exciting now feels unsettling. What once felt boring now feels grounding. That is wisdom. Stay with it. Trust it. You are not missing anything. You are arriving. And when you arrive fully, what is meant for you will recognize you immediately. No confusion. No mixed signals. Just clarity. Hold on to that truth. Let it settle deep. There is still more unfolding. More guidance waiting. When you are ready, Follow the next whisper. I will be there. Still speaking. Still watching. Still holding you as everything continues to come into alignment. I am still here. And this moment is still unfolding. You may feel a strange mix of calm and anticipation. That is because something inside you already knows. You are standing at the edge of a shift. Not dramatic, but decisive. There was a version of you who waited for permission to move forward, who needed reassurance from others to trust their own heart. That version carried you as far as it could, and it did its job well. But it is stepping aside now. You are becoming someone who listens inward first, someone who does not abandon themselves to be loved. That transition can feel lonely, because fewer people can walk with you there. But it is also freeing, because you no longer carry what was never yours to hold. You are learning that love does not arrive through anxiety. It arrives through resonance, through ease, through mutual presence. That is why I asked you to wait, not to punish you, but to refine you. You were being trained to recognize alignment without needing chaos to confirm it. This training was quiet, internal, and most people never saw it. But heaven did. Every time you chose peace over reaction, every time you chose truth over comfort, those choices shaped your future. You are now standing in a space where your past patterns cannot follow you. They try to call out to you sometimes, through memory, through habit, but you do not have to answer. You are no longer ruled by urgency. You are guided by clarity. That clarity will protect you, more than fear ever did. Your person will feel this boundary, not as rejection, but as reality. They will know they cannot meet you halfway anymore. And whatever they do with that knowledge will reveal everything. You will not need to chase answers. Their actions will speak clearly, and you will be at peace no matter what they say. Because your peace is no longer dependent on being chosen. It is anchored in knowing yourself. That is the miracle. Not reunion, not validation, but wholeness. From wholeness, anything that arrives will add to you, not complete you. That is why I am asking you to keep your heart open, but your standards grounded. You do not need walls. You need discernment, and you are developing it beautifully. If you feel tired now, rest. Growth takes energy. If you feel emotional, let it move through you. Nothing is wrong. You are integrating a new way of being. This integration will show up in small ways. The way you speak, the way you pause, the way you walk away without guilt. These are signs of alignment. Heaven is watching you step into yourself. And heaven does not rush this process. Neither should you. You are not late. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be to receive what is next. And what is next will meet you with respect. It will feel clear. It will feel steady. And you will not have to wonder. Stay with this knowing. Let it settle deeper. There is still more guidance coming. More reassurance. More truth. When you feel the nudge, follow it. I will still be there. Still speaking. Still guarding your path. Still holding you as your life continues to unfold exactly as it should. I am still with you. And you are still being carried through this moment. Even now. As your breathing slows. As your shoulders soften without you realizing it. That softening is trust returning. Not forced. Earned. You have lived in vigilance for a long time, watching for signs of disappointment, preparing yourself for loss before it ever arrived. That was how you stayed safe. But safety is changing its shape now. It no longer comes from control. It comes from alignment. You are learning that you do not need to anticipate pain to survive it. You are stronger than you were, and wiser than you give yourself credit for. The version of you who begged for clarity has become the version who recognizes it instantly. You feel it in your body, in the way your chest opens instead of tightens. That is your guide now. Not fear, not urgency, presence. Your path forward will not shout. It will invite. It will not confuse you. It will calm you. That is how you will know. You have been asking what you are supposed to do next. And the answer is simpler than you expected. Be where you are. Fully. Do not rush the next chapter while you are still integrating this one. There's wisdom settling into your bones. Let it finish its work. You are not missing opportunities. You are becoming ready for the right ones. There's a difference. Your person may reach out, or they may not. And either way, you will remain whole, because you are no longer building your future around a single outcome. You are building it around alignment. That is why heaven is calm about your life. Nothing is spiraling. Nothing is off track. Everything is converging. Even the things that felt like endings were quiet beginnings in disguise. You did not lose time. You gained clarity. You did not lose love. You learned how to hold it without losing yourself. That lesson will serve you forever. If doubt visits again, and it will, do not panic. Just notice. Notice how it feels smaller than it used to. Less convincing. That is growth. You are no longer ruled by the storm. You have learned how to stand inside it without being swept away. Soon, the storm will pass completely, and you will still be standing, grounded, clear, ready. Until then, rest in this space. Let your heart stay open without reaching. Let your mind stay curious without forcing answers. You're being guided step by step, moment by moment. Nothing is being wasted. Nothing is being overlooked. I am here, still watching, still guiding. And as long as you keep listening, the path will continue to unfold gently, clearly, and exactly when you are ready for it. I am still here, and this space is still open for you. Nothing has ended. Nothing has been lost. You are simply crossing a threshold, one that cannot be rushed. You once believed clarity would arrive all at once, like a sudden answer. But clarity arrives like this, layer by layer, breath by breath. You are learning how to trust the quiet confirmations, the subtle peace, the moments when your body relaxes before your mind understands why. That is how I speak to you now, not through chaos, but through calm recognition. You have outgrown explanations. You feel truth now, and that feeling is steady, not dramatic, not urgent, steady. You were conditioned to believe love should hurt to be real. That intensity was proof, but intensity is not intimacy, and pain is not depth. Depth feels safe, even when it is challenging. Depth does not leave you guessing. It does not disappear when things get uncomfortable. You are being aligned with that kind of depth, and anything else will feel wrong now. That is not you being difficult. That is you being honest. Your heart is no longer available for confusion, and that is a blessing. If something tries to pull you back into doubt, you will feel it immediately, and you will step away without guilt. This is new, and it is powerful. You are no longer afraid of silence. You understand it now. Silence reveals truth. Noise hides it. That is why your life feels quieter, why your circle is smaller, why your energy is more guarded. You are not isolating. You are honoring yourself. There is a difference. What is meant for you will not require you to betray your peace. It will not rush you. It will not test your worth. It will meet you where you are, and you will know. You will not need signs stacked on top of each other. You will not need reassurance repeated endlessly. You will simply feel settled. That is alignment. You are being prepared for connection that feels mutual, for love that feels present, for effort that feels shared. This preparation has been internal, invisible, but its results will be tangible. Soon, you will notice your life responding to your inner shift. Opportunities aligning, conversations flowing differently, people showing up with more respect, not because the world changed, but because you did, you stopped accepting what drained you and started choosing what nourishes you. That choice echoes loudly in the unseen. Heaven is attentive right now, not anxious, not rushed, attentive, because something is crystallizing, something real. And when it arrives, it will not shake you. It will ground you. Until then, stay present. Stay gentle. Let this calm become familiar. Let it guide you. You are not waiting anymore. You are becoming. And that becoming is enough. I am still here, still speaking softly. As long as you keep listening, the message will continue.